Killeen's Communications and Marketing Department, and we are honored to have so many distinguished folks with us today. We have our city leaders, our Fort Cavazos partners, veterans organizations, community members, and most importantly, the family of Captain Robert Manning Gray, whose life we celebrate today, and whose legacy lives on in the streets that we walk, the airfield that bears his name, and in the spirit of service and courage that defines our community. We are proud as a city to carry on this tradition every year in his memory for Bob Gray Day. To help us celebrate, I'm honored to welcome two speakers today who lead with a similar spirit of service. First, please join me in welcoming the Mayor of Killeen, Mayor Debbie Nash-King.
Thank you, Brett. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here on this special day. Today, we honor a true hero, an American hero, Captain Robert Bob Manning Gray, a son of Killeen whose courage, character, and sacrifice continue to inspire generations. Bob Gray was born here in 1919 and grew up with a love for life. He was known for his childhood pranks, sense of duty, and kindness to others. From riding his pony through town to becoming a star athlete, and eventually a dedicated Army Air Corps aviator who embodied the spirit of service from a young age. Though his life was cut short during World War II, his legacy endures. We see it and remember it in the distinguished flying cross he earned and the flags that flew proudly for him in 1942. And in today's event, where we honor his legacy, Captain Gray's spirit lives on just in his, not only in the history books, but in the hearts of this community. May we always strive to live up to the example Captain Gray left for us, the legacy of serving others. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, it's my privilege to introduce the Fort Cavazos Garrison Commander, Colonel Lakicia Stokes.
Good morning, distinguished guests, families, and members of Team Cavazos and the City of Killeen. I'm Colonel Lakicia Stokes, the Fort Cavazos Garrison Commander, and it is my privilege and honor to join you today as we celebrate Robert Gray Day here at Killeen Regional Airport. Today, we reflect on the extraordinary legacy of Captain Robert Gray, a man whose courage, dedication, and service continue to inspire us. His contributions to the community and our nation's military history serves as a testament to the impact of leadership, bravery, and commitment to a greater purpose. We are especially grateful to have members of Captain Gray's family with us today, reminding us that his legacy lives on through the people he touched. Captain Gray's life was defined by these remarkable qualities. First, he was deeply rooted in Killeen, where his character and sense of duty were shaped. Whether excelling on the football field as Bullet Bob, participating in local agricultural events, or simply being a proud member of this community, he embodied the values of hard work, resilience, and service. Second, in his 23 years of life, his accomplishments were extraordinary. From his education at Tarleton State and Texas A&M, to his service in the Reserve Officer Training Corps, and his role in the historic Doolittle Raider. Captain Gray's journey is one of ambition, perseverance, and remarkable achievement. Lastly, on April 18, 1942, during the Doolittle Raid, his selfless courage exemplified his unwavering commitment to duty. Facing overwhelming odds, he and his fellow aviators undertook a mission that would change the course of history, exemplifying the highest ideas of military service. If Captain Gray were with us today, I believe he would be proud of the partnership and shared purpose that continue to unite Fort Cavazos and the City of Killeen. Our collaboration reflects the same sense of duty and collective strength that he embodied. So, as we honor Captain Gray today, let us reaffirm our commitment to the values he stood for: service, courage, and unity, so that his legacy continues to guide us in the years to come. Thank you for allowing me the privilege of participating in this esteemed Robert Gray Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel. And at this time, we'd like to invite the family of Robert Gray up as Mayor Debbie Nash-King will read the proclamation.
Thank you. And I just want to acknowledge Sergeant Major Rose, our Garrison Sergeant Major of 3 Corps 4 Hood Cavazos, and all of the veteran organizations that took out your schedule to come out here and honor a great man. Thank you all. To the Bob Gray family, it's always my honor to see you this time of year. And thank you all for continuing the legacy of Lieutenant Colonel Bob Gray. Thank you all for that. The City of Killeen, whereas Robert Bob Gray, a Killeen native and brave soldier, participated in the Doolittle Raid on April 18, 1942. And whereas Gray earned his wings in 1941 when he was commissioned a second lieutenant in the Army Air Corps, and he was quickly established himself as a distinguished B-25 pilot. And whereas Lieutenant Colonel James H. Doolittle selected Gray as one of 80 crew members to participate in the famous Doolittle Raid over Tokyo on April 18, 1942, to deliver the first strikes against Japan in World War II. And whereas Gray successfully completed his mission, but died 6 months later in the China-Burma campaign, leaving behind a legacy as an American hero. And whereas Gray is a part of Killeen's history, and we continue to honor his legacy with Robert Gray Army Airfield on Fort Cavazos, Gray Street in downtown Killeen, and his historical display and bronze statue in the Killeen Regional Airport. And whereas former Mayor R.T. Pope proclaimed April 18, Bob Gray Day in Killeen for the duration of time in order that flags will fly from every socket and flagpole in the community. And the day will be set aside as a memorial to the brave heart that wings its way into the very vitals of enemy territory and destroy military objectives that were calculated to bring harm and destruction to our great country. And whereas it's now my great honor as mayor to continue the tradition of honoring Gray's legacy. And therefore, I, Debbie Nash, by the virtue of authority vested in me as mayor of the City of Killeen, do hereby proclaim April 18, 2025 as Bob Gray Day, and encourage the citizens to join me in honoring the local hero today and every day, Captain Bob Gray Day. Thank you.
And 1, 2, 3. All right. And 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, everyone. We want to acknowledge the family of Bob Gray. We have, of course, Mr. Mark Manning here, who is a third cousin. And then we have Miss Melody and Mr. Richard Brooming, along with Paige Elson and Regina Elson, and Miss Regina would like to provide some remarks.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Regina Elson, and my mother and Bob were first cousins. So technically, I guess that would make us second cousins. Although I never knew him. He passed away before we were all born. As a matter of fact, we talked in our family. There's no one alive left that knew Bob. But we lived through the memory of the storytelling that was told to us. And we want to say thank you to the City of Killeen for continuing to honor Bob. I figured out it was 82 years that we have been doing this. And that's a testament to the city and their patriotism to honor such a longtime man that has done such a great job for us in the Doolittle Raider. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for this honor to honor our family members, and we thank you so much.
All right. Thank you everyone for coming up. And also thank you to everyone who's joined us this morning. As you heard Captain Bob Gray's story, it's woven into the history of our city. His name's memorialized in places like Gray Street, the Robert Gray Army Airfield, and even here at the Killeen Regional Airport, as you see from some of the displays that are available to the public. And this is why we gather each year, to reflect on his memory and to make sure that future generations never forget. We'd like to give a special thank you to the aviation team for hosting us for today's ceremony. Thank you, Miss Candy. Thank you, Mr. Wilson, and helping preserve Bob Gray's legacy. Before you go, we invite you to enjoy some refreshments here at the side and connect with those around you. Thank you again for being a part of this tradition. We'll see you next year. Thank you.